So I just finished making the texture for the new block. Was sitting here toying around with it, going like, oh, what can we do with this? How can we make this less obvious? Toying with the animation phases and everything else. We got it currently down to about 1 frame per second on the flip over on the texture. Previously had it down to 2. There's a video that will be posted before this that shows what it looks like at 2 frames per second. Or not 2 frames, but 10 frames a second, because it's every 2 ticks is when it ticks over. But that's not what I want to show off here, because the texture is kind of cool. It's not very fabulous. There's nothing really amazing to it. I probably will ask somebody else to make a nicer looking texture that has that, because what I wanted to do was to have this nice glow pulsating look with the texture, and I didn't manage to make it work simply because as I kept toying with the texturing and kept toying with all the different stuff, I realized that I have to make 16 individual textures, then get to step through all 16 individual textures. And you can see what ended up happening was I just took the paintbrush and I just painted red randomly on it. It gets the point across. It gives you just enough of an indication that that is not actually redstone. That if you are paying attention and not just blindly mining, you'll catch it in time. But the bug I actually wanted to show off, because this is one of those, the bug of the day videos, is when you break it, it slingshots the red matter in that general direction. And we can follow the path of destruction as it's been chucking leaves and eating things. And I assume a couple of them have eventually stopped moving and have found purchase somewhere. Because you can watch the blocks are getting thrown somewhere. My luck is it went through the mountain and it's somewhere over there now. We'll keep toying with this really quick and see what we can do with this. I kind of really like the slingshot effect. This is a byproduct of how vanilla Minecraft code will push entities out of blocks at a very high rate. And once red matter picks up speed, it has a tendency just to go places and disappear. It's one of the things a lot of people who've played the old versions of ICBM will know rather well, is that it does happen. Let's see. One of these is, oh, there we go. My brain can figure out which one was it. Now what's supposed to happen is it's supposed to create a large enough explosion that it will actually kill the blocks around it, but apparently there's not enough explosive force coming out of it. We can easily fix this, because of course I'm gonna have to fix it. As much as I would love to leave that bug in here, if you were down in a cave, let's go down in a cave and actually simulate this. Because if you were down underground and it did something like that, it's very likely the red matter would teleport through the wall and would just absolutely wreck everything. Which is not what I actually want to do. As much as I like to have this little Easter egg item. So here we go. That one blew up and it's gone. Let's get a night vision potion out just so we can see what we're doing. Night vision. If I can type in. I love if somebody makes a mod that actually optimizes the search bar. Because even though I have NEI installed, I actually do not use NEI most of the time for finding items. So let's give this another go. Put this in the wall. Okay, that one went that way somewhere. And we can see it flinging blocks. I'm just going to say it's gone. It just disappeared over there in the distance yonder. Luckily, if we're in debug mode, which I think we are, we can go ahead and adjust this. Let's flip back to the main view so you can see my code panel. I'm sitting here doing localizations and everything else. Got quite a few things. By the way, this is the code that actually makes this block work. This is what it is. It's a JSON file. And there's one other class that goes with this that actually spawns the explosion. Let me go ahead and find it really quick while my dog sits here behind me trying to get my attention. Always when I record videos like after 5 o'clock, my dog is like, hey, can pay attention to me, not the computer. So it should be done at prefabs. Yeah, right here. So here's the other piece of code that does it, and this actually handles all the breaking. That's all it is. It's one of the most simplistic blocks I've probably made. The cool thing with this is if anybody else wants to make their own version, eventually I will finish up this class file. So that way red matter is not the only one you can use on it. You can use all of them. And there will be a version of it for Volts Engine as well that handles the entire explosive registry. Right now the classic version is not built up for that. But let's go ahead and tweak this so that way the explosion radius is a little larger. There's a min-max system I can do with this. And my dog, Taz, shush, 1 second. I'm not gonna get 1 second. Let's try this. Do destroy block should be down here somewhere. Actually, it's on the pre-explode. So the pre-explode actually generates this. And all we have to do is do math.max, and we say, okay, minimum 4 of an explosion radius. So that way, if this number is smaller than 4, it will go with 4. And that should make it explode large enough to fix the problem. Of course, your player is going to die no matter what, so the fact if this teleports off from the distance really doesn't matter. But if we now position this in the wall and break it, there we go. We get a nice big explosion. We actually could scale that down a little bit. So let's scale this down to 2 and see what we get. Because we want the bare minimum. We want just enough of an explosion to clear the blocks out around it, so that way the red matter doesn't dissipate instantaneously. Even though it does seem to be dying really quickly, and I'm not quite sure what's up with that. I think it is because the entity is getting stuck in the wall that there might be a safety check, and I will have to fix it at a later date. But first, I get to go walk my dog, and I will be back here later with more content.